The official White House Twitter account has been called out by the online community after posting some pretty bogus statistics.
We're going to be down 50%. Anywhere from 25 to 50, but closer to 50%.
The post in question is quoting Donald Trump at the America Business Summit, where he does indeed claim that the federal deficit has been slashed by 25%. But this is where the fact checkers come in and put Trump in his place. The community note says, quote, "The deficit was not slashed by 25%. Per the Department of Treasury, the fiscal year 2025 deficit was $1.78 trillion, down 2% from fiscal year 2024's $1.83 trillion. So Trump is an order of magnitude off on his characterization of the federal deficit here. And then it links to the official Department of Treasury website just for that little bit of extra seasoning on top, just to prove that this is complete bogus. Just another bold-faced lie from Creepshow-in-Chief Donald Trump. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see how the Trump administration is completely blundering the U.S. economy, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Really American YouTube channel. So, taking a look at the complete post, it reads, "Tariff revenues smash records, slashing the U.S. deficit by over 25%. Already proved that that is a lie, but moving on. Shrinking government spending, downsizing bloated bureaucracy, and unleashing a wave of American jobs." Okay, let's break this down, starting with the tariffs. They must not be working super well, because here is Donald Trump talking to Laura Ingraham and literally telling her that he's going to lower tariffs on coffee because it is just too damn expensive.
Their talking points, oh, costs are high, costs are high. By the way, the only thing is beef. Beef
coffee
is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in. We're going to take care of all this stuff very quickly, very easily. It's surgical. It's beautiful to watch. But our costs are way lower.
I wish I could have a strongly worded discussion with the guy who's responsible for raising tariffs on coffee. I just wish there was a specific person that we could point to for raising the prices on coffee in America. A product, by the way, which is impossible to grow in the United States of America. If only there was a single... Oh, that's right! It's you, Donald Trump! MSNBC anchor Catherine Rampell claps back at this exact moment saying, quote, "Yeah, whoever jacked up tariffs on coffee from Brazil earlier this year must be a real bonehead." I couldn't agree more. And according to the president, tariffs were supposed to make things cheaper and better for the American consumer and to be made here and to increase jobs and be a good thing for the American people. Trump campaigned on that. He campaigned on everything being more affordable. And yet, almost a year into his term, and things are just more and more expensive than ever.
Costs are way down. Energy is way down. Gasoline is at $2.50 a gallon. Versus $4.70 for the Democrats. And we think we're going to hit pretty close to $2 a gallon. That's like a really massive tax cut. It's the equivalent of that.
Trump says all of this, and yet a quick Google search and a look at an official government chart for retail gasoline prices will tell you that the national average gas price is actually sitting at $3.19. So... again, not exactly accurate from Donald Trump. Surprise, surprise. Gavin Newsom even responds to these claims with some facts of his own, saying, quote, "The costs that are way down are not. Coffee is up 18.9%, utilities 11.7%, electricity 5.1%, vehicles 11.5%. So clearly, Gavin Newsom has the facts on his side, and he is just clapping back at Trump right now, claiming that things are getting cheaper and cheaper, when in reality, here's the facts right here in front of our faces. Things are more and more expensive. And just generally, Americans are not believing this bullshit either. An AP and NORC poll shows 33% of the American population thinking that he's doing a good job, and 67% disapproving of his handling of the economy. For a Republican president, those are numbers that have been unheard of before. I thought they were the party of private companies and ownership and knowing how to run the economy, and Trump even said that he would run this country like a business, but again, he probably just ran this country like he runs all of his businesses, crashing it into the ground.
People want affordable.
Well, the economy is my thing, and we have the greatest economy in history.
Are Republicans not selling it enough?
Yes, the Republicans don't talk about it.
And right here, Trump owns it. He says that the economy is my thing. Okay, then you and your party should be the only ones responsible and take all the blame for how shitty it is, don't you think? And Trump mentions there that Republicans aren't doing a good job expressing how good the economy is, but I think Republicans are staying silent because they know just how shitty this economy really is and how much of a dumpster fire it looks for them if they talk about it. So they'd rather stay silent on the whole thing than actually mention anything about it because they know how terrible it looks. Trump led on lowering prices and creating new jobs, and yet he has done no such thing since entering office. polls. And since no official data is useful to the Republican lies, here is KKK Caroline Levitt using DoorDash data to show wages are climbing and prices are steadying. DoorDash data. There's no better data that the official White House spokesperson can use to talk about the economy. They're using data from DoorDash to showcase that prices are getting better. DoorDash, the food delivery app. Okay, sure, there wasn't an official government organization that could do that for you. Interesting. Wow. And by the way, that data that she shows actually does not show what she says. It was also community noted on Twitter and shows the literal opposite thing that she's arguing for, that food prices are going up and so are restaurant prices. Here is David Hogg reacting to that post saying, "You're literally the White House. Why the fuck are you using DoorDash data?" And yeah, he's got a point. Because no official data source is looking good for Republicans here, so they have to turn to whatever they can find or whatever they can spin to make it look like a data set that is promising for them, when in reality, it's telling the same story that everything else is. But worse than releasing crappy data is not releasing any data at all, like what the Republicans are now doing for the jobs report for October.
The Democrats may have permanently damaged the federal statistical system with October CPI and jobs reports likely never being released. And all of that economic data released will be permanently impaired, leaving our policymakers at the Fed flying blind at a critical period.
That is Caroline Levitt admitting that the federal government does not have, or more realistically, does not want to release the jobs data for October of 2025. How bad really is it, Carolyn? Because according to CNBC, the U.S. lost an average of 11,000 jobs every week in the month of October. Those numbers are just brutal for the president, and I can see why they don't want them reaching the public, and it doesn't get much better. Because just today, it was announced that Verizon will be cutting 15,000 jobs as they restructure the company. Another win for American business, right, Donald? This also comes directly after Donald Trump's Economic Council Director, Kevin Hassett, says this on Fox.
And the household survey wasn't conducted in October, so we're going to get half the employment report. We'll get the jobs part, but we won't get the unemployment rate, and that'll just be for 1 month. But yeah, it is true that we probably will maybe be able to concoct something, but we'll never actually know for sure what the unemployment rate was in October.
Concoct something? What do you mean concoct something? That's just blatantly admitting to fudging the numbers and creating whatever data set they want to prove a point. This is just lying to the American people to make yourselves look and feel better than actually telling the true story that a lot of people are losing their jobs. The American people know that jobs are going away, people have less money in their pockets, and everyone is rightfully calling you out for all of your deceptive lies and corruption. Okay, I think that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you liked it and leave a comment down below of what you think of all of this mayhem that Trump is putting us through, and be sure to subscribe to the Really American YouTube channel. Thanks so much and have a nice day.